John Piper with the Thursday video, and it's Thursday the 30th of March, and we're starting with Bitcoin as usual. No real change here. We've got the one wave up here, two here, it looks like 1 of 3, 2 of 3, so looking for a third wave thrust. We do have a 5-wave advance here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look actually get on a short-term chart. It's quite an important signal really. So I'll put the fibs on here first, in fact. Right, the internal structure of this last fifth wave is really a 1 and 2. This is like the 3 here, so there's one too many waves here, but 1, 2, say 3 to there, 4 and 5. Well, it could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 of 3. This could be a 4 of 3 and a 5 of 3 still to come. So I've made that the 3 and this the 4. I think the fifth wave peak here might be of some importance, but it's possible we've got another 4 and 5 to come. So it's not a very straightforward count. Might be worth trading any low here because it's quite a big correction. It could be that it probably is worth trading. In fact, it's going to be 1,000 points or so perhaps before it's finished. But it may not be the actual end of this particular correction. Before we see this much stronger move I'm expecting. Let's go back to the previous chart and look at that again. Just really want to reiterate what I'm saying. We've got 5 waves up here, that's obviously a 1. ABC 2, that's clear. This wave count here is not so clear, but it counts as a 1 of 3 with a 2 of 3 coming in, which I've just been talking about. So we have got this third of a third coming, but it may be that the next buying signal is just a 5 of this 1 of 3. And then another correction, and then a thrust. So we've got a big thrust coming, but the actual timing of that is not totally clear right now, which is why I'm suggesting it might be worth buying the any low that we see of the current correction that we just looked at. Ethereum's a bit clearer. Again, we've got the clear 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by an ABC. So Ethereum's definitely in the third wave up, I think. There's no real doubt about that. Let's go down to the last few weeks of action. So since then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, it's pretty clear that we've seen 1 of 3. We've now got this rather extended move here, but that could be the end of 2 of 3. There's a bit of overlap here. Let me get rid of that. And this could be 3 of 3 starting up. So again, it's a bit of a mess, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a correction, and then a thrust up. So I guess in the day they are counting similarly. With Ethereum slightly ahead of the game, but with perhaps a bit more upside, and again another sell-off, and then this major thrust I'm expecting in a third of a third coming in shortly. And gold is similar with a 1, 2, then a 1, 2. I think this is 1 of 3. I think we're thinking of a triangle here. Actually, I think probably that's 2 of 3 there. I'll revise this count to 1, 2 when it's a little bit clearer. So I think I'll put the trend lines on that possible triangle. Okay, so we've got A, B, C, so D, E perhaps, before we see the third wave coming in. Or third of a third coming in more strongly, but so a solid thrust is due on all 3 markers I've looked at so far at this point, and not too far away now. That's all the same really. We're seeing a decent thrust up. Could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe 3, or that could just be part of 3. I'll leave that 3 for the time being. I mean, the wave count is a bit flexible. I mean, we're still in the uptrend, so I'm not too worried about being too precise on the count at this point. So I think we're not at the end of this move yet. It's still in process, but that's still possible. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess you've got a 1, 2, then a 5, 3. So it could be that the 4 and the 5 are all part of 3, and then a 4 and a 5. We'll adjust that as we get there. But again, a bit of a correction coming in, but I think we're going to see higher prices, although the actual third of a third bit may be complete on silver, which is a slight odds with gold, but I'm sure this will come out in the wash at some point, but still looking very good on all four of these markets. This is on the way down. We've got 5 ways down. We discussed that. A, B. I think the C is probably still. Put the B down here. That's slipped up to there. We've got a 1, a 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean 4, maybe 4, 5. So I think the 61.8% level at around 7, 7, 10 is one possible resistance level. Maybe a bit higher than that. I think the A equals C calculation would be around here as well, in fact. So this sort of area for the peak, and then I think we're going to see a substantial decline coming in on FTSE. The same with the DAX, except we have got this extending move, which could actually see new highs now. I mean, this is a C wave. Normally there are 5 waves, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would take us to new highs for this move, which would of course. Well, it would negate the current count. I mean, this wouldn't be impulsive anymore, and this would actually be an impulsive move. So it does count rather well as a 1, 2. Got 5 waves down to there, ABC 5, and then there's a bit of an ABC there. But anyway, it may not happen. Of course, it may be that the C wave is an ABC and that we're quite near the peak, but it's getting quite close to making new highs on the DAX, I would say. Right, on the Dow we had the 1 and the 2, 1 of 3. The 2 of the 3 is now an A, B, C, so it's gone a little bit higher. So mark that as a 2 of the 3. I mean, this isn't enough confirmation, but for the time being, that's a reasonable count. It's gone quite high enough really. It's also found resistance actually at this peak as well. It's about 70+%. I mean, you could see a 5, it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bit higher, so that's not a guaranteed area. There are very few guarantees in these situations. It does often work out, I find, though, but to say, the markets will do what they want to do, and although the anyway is very good at suggesting what it will do, it doesn't always work out, obviously. Anyway, so again, I'm looking for a continued sell-off once this moves out of the way. If we get 5 waves, obviously it would be a little bit higher up. No change on the Nasdaq. The peak came in here. We have a 1, 2, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 1 of 3 of 3, ABC 2 of 3 of 3, but we're still seeing the thing go higher. So we've got no confirmation at the moment. I mean, in case of this peak, then we need to revise the count, which is getting quite close to doing at the moment. But the count remains valid unless it actually happens. So it's certainly quite a messy count right now. I'll wait until we see that happen, because I mean the count is valid. We've got 5 waves down there. That's very correct looking at A wave. BC, it does count well, but obviously be negated if we do get above this level here, which is around 13,730 odd. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you found that interesting, useful. Back to the report at the weekend. Sorry, I know we've got some builders at the moment. My wife is converting our lower floor into a school, so I think the work should be finished soon, but apologies if you can hear sort of various drills and etc. Hammers banging away. Anyway, speak to you again soon. Bye for now.